Assalamu alaikum students. In the last lecture, we formally specified software in medium specification language and we used integer variable temp as a system state variable in incubator monitoring system. In today's lecture, we will use sets as system state variable and we specify software in medium SL using set variables. Students, you already know that any set can be declared as a basic type, and in Z specification language we use square brackets to declare any set as a type, and in medium SL we use uh, a clause types to declare any set as a basic type. For example, set of all students can be declared as a basic type for the formal specification of software by using clause types. And in order to declare set variables, we use type constructor dash set. For example, if we want to declare a set variable, uh, then we need to use type constructor set. For example, some number of type uh, natural numbers, and this constructor type basically declares that some numbers is a set, and in this example a number of type natural numbers, set of natural numbers is a single number from the set of natural numbers. Similarly, if we declare some other numbers uh, on a declared on a integer with the constructor type set, then this variable would become a set variable. Similarly, we can use a set uh, day uh, as a basic type by using clause types, and you know that there are a limited number of days, therefore we can list using the uh, enumeration type. Therefore, day set as a type has 7 days, which can be listed using enumeration definition of the type. And if we want to declare a set variable on basic type day, then we can make a variable important days of type day, which is a basic type, and set constructor basically shows that important days is a set. Students, we declared some set variables in previous slides, and this slide shows some possible values of those variables. For example, we declared set some numbers, and this is its one possible value that we can pass this value to this variable, and we declared important days as a set, and this is its one possible value for this variable. And similarly, some number has another possible value, and important days has its other possible value, which we can pass this value to this set variable. Students, range of values or range of integers can be represented through a set. For example, we have a range of values from 5 to 15, and we can represent this range as a set. And if we have a range from 7 to 6, there is not a legal range, therefore this set would be empty. Students, you already know that colon symbol is used to declare variables of different type. Therefore colon symbol uh, basically represent is of type, and this colon symbol is entirely different from the membership operator, or this symbol is basically used uh, to say whether a certain member belong to a set. Therefore uh, in this set you can see that x is of type of natural numbers, and its range from 1 to 10, and in this set you can say that x is of type integers and its range uh, is from less than 0. Hence we have learned to declare set variables. Now we start learning about the set operators. The first operator is a union operator. If you want to apply the union operator on two sets, then we can join the members of both the sets, and it's a very common operator to join or to merge the members of two sets. If two sets have some members in common, then intersection operator uh, returns a set of common members of both the sets. Students, if we subtract the set K from the set J, then the common members of set K in set J will be subtracted and rest of the members will be returned. Students, you must know that on the both side of the set operators there must be a set, and you can see that for the set difference operator on the left side there is a set, but on the right side it's not a set, it's an element. Therefore subtraction would not be allowed. However, in this line you can see that uh, on the both side of the set difference operator you have a set, therefore you can subtract this set from this set. You already know that if all the elements in the first set are also members of the second set, then the first set is known as a subset of the second set, and the subset operator would return the true, otherwise it will be false. Students, you can see that the elements of the first sets are also included in the second set, therefore subset operator would return true, and you can say that subset operator is known as a relational operator for sets, because whenever you apply the subset operator it would return either true or false. Therefore subset operator is a relational operator. uh, in the same way, all the elements in the set are not included in the second set on the right side, therefore uh, this statement would return false, and so on. You can find the true or false values for the listed statements. Students, cardinality returns us the number of elements in a set, and cardinality is represented uh, through a keyword card in VDM specification language. And if we want to know the cardinality of this set, Then we write card uh, before the set members, and it would return 3 because there are 3 elements. Similarly, cardinality of this set is 7, and there is no element. It's an empty set. There are 0 elements, and you can say that sets cannot handle multiplicity. Therefore, there are 3 copies of 2, and uh, all these 3 2's would be count 1. Therefore, there are 3 elements. Students, to understand the use of sets in the specification of softwares, especially in VDM specification language, we consider a system that registers patients at doctor's surgery, and we assume that the surgery can deal with a maximum of 200 patients on its register, and there are few operations which can be performed in a patient register software, that we can register a patient or remove a patient, and the register must be able to be interrogated so that the list of patients and the number of patients registered can be returned, or can be queried. Further, we can check whether a certain patient is registered or not. A UML specification of patient register system is given in the form of UML class diagram, and you can see that the first component of class diagram shows the class name, which is patient register, and the second component of this class diagram uh, shows the variables or attributes, and the third component shows the methods or operations uh, which are basically given in the patient register system, which include add patient, remove patient, get patient, is registered, number registered. Yes, you have noted that the attribute reg, which is shorter version of registered or registration, is of type patient, and this steric basically indicate the collection of values. If the attribute contain multiple values or collection of values, then in UML specification we show it through steric. Similarly, an operation get patient also return uh, collection of values of patients. Therefore, it is represented through steric in a UML specification. Now we start specifying patient register system in VDM SL from UML specification, and we start specification by declaring our types by using clause types, and in the UML specification you have noted that all the operations are relevant to the patients. Therefore, our basic type would be patient, and in VDMSL, set of all patients uh, is represented by token, and types whose internal details are not relevant to the specification can be declared to be token in VDM, and there are values, there are global values for the uh, specification of the system, and we define limit of the patients of type set of natural numbers, and in the requirements it is mentioned that limit is equal to 200. From the UML specification, it is
clear that there is only one state variable, and the state variable uh, can store multiple values. Therefore, we declared state variable as set, and there are uh, invariant and initial functions, and the invariant function uh, specifies that the cardinality for the parameter r, which is actually the representation of only one system state variable, the cardinality of set r must be less than or equal to limit. And initial function shows that initial value of the parameter is which has type set is equal to empty set, that initially there would be no patient registered, and end is the keyword to represent the end of the state.
This slide shows the complete specification uh, from declaring types and values, and uh, then complete specification of state of the system patient register. It has been discussed earlier that formal specification of operation header is similar to the function or method in a programming language. Therefore, operation header contains the operation name, and there is a list of parameters for the function in the round brackets. For the operation add patient, we have one input parameter patient in, which will be taken as an input value of type patient, and the external clause mention that the operation would change the value of system state variable, and preconditions show that the input patient must not registered earlier, and the cardinality or number of patients registered must be less than the limit, and post condition shows that patient input patient would be added in the current value of the system state variable. The formal specification of the operation remove patient also contain input value of type patient, and the operation remove patient also uh, change the value of the system state variable. Therefore, external clause would be wr or write read, and precondition for the operation remove patient is that input patient must belong to the uh, set registered, and post condition shows that in order to remove the input patient, we subtract the input value in the form of set from the set registered. In order to get the list of registered patients, we have an operation with the name of get patients, and you can see that there is no input value because there is no parameter in the square brackets, and there is an output set variable of type patient to print the list of registered patients or to uh, get output from the operation get patient, and uh, the operation would only read the current value of the system state variable. Therefore, external clause would be read only, and for the read only operation we have predefined precondition which is by default true, and the post condition show that we store the current value of the system state variable into the output variable, in the form of set. In order to model the query whether an input patient is registered or not, we have an operation is registered, and we have an input uh, value of type patient, and we have an output variable query of type boolean, and because we just read the system state variable register, therefore this operation is read only operation, and precondition is by default true for the read only operations, and post condition shows the predicate that if the patient input patient is belong to set registered, then the value of query would be true, or if the input patient doesn't belong to set registered, then the value of query variable would be false. To get the total number of patients registered in a patient register system, we have an operation number registered, and there is no input value, therefore it is not mentioned in the round brackets. Because total number of patients registered is an integer, therefore we have an output variable total of type positive integer, and we have an external clause RD because uh, we just want to get the total number of registered patients. Therefore, this operation would read the system state variable, and this is a read only operation, and precondition for the read only operation is true, and the total number of patient registered would be equal to the cardinality of set variable registered, and the cardinality of set registered would be stored in the output variable total. Students, there is another case study discussed in the chapter number 5 of the book, which is the airport class. This system keeps track of aircraft that are allowed to land at a particular airport. Aircraft must apply for permission to land at the airport prior to landing. When an aircraft arrives to land at the airport, it should only have done so if it had previously been given permission. When an aircraft leaves the airport, its permission to land is also removed. Slide shows the list of operations which are given in the airport class. The first operation is give permission, and second operation is about to record landing, and third operation is to record takeoff. Then fourth operation is about uh, getting permission, and then get landed and number waiting. So all these are operation in the given system. UML specification of the system airport is given by using UML class diagram, and the first component of class diagram uh, shows the name of the class, which is airport, and second component shows us the list of variables for the system, and there are two system variables. The first variable is permission, which contain the collection of values of aircraft, and landed variable also contain the collection of values of type aircraft. In order to specify formally this system airport, you need to declare basic type aircraft, and there are 6 operations
which are already discussed in the previous slide. Students, you need to uh, formally specify using VDM SL language at your own, and you must consult the chapter number 5 of the book, and this is your exercise to get understanding about the VDM specification language. The contents of this lecture are taken from chapter number 5 with the title Sets of the book Formal Software Development from VDM to Java by authors Quentin Caratan and Aaron Keynes. Students, you must consult chapter number 5 about sets of this book, and you must read the whole chapter. And that's all for today's lecture. Allah Hafiz.